Hey guys, Chris over here at Vintage Vault. Just got back a PSA submission. We're just going to do a reveal here. See how we did on the grades. We've got 2 boxes. There's 29 cards total. And we're going to see what we got going on. So we got the small box here first. This tape was just mangled, said the 2 boxes were taped together. This is just my receipt. Take that out of here. So this is all vintage. A couple of these are for a customer of mine. Basically his father gave him some cards when he was young, and gentleman wanted them encapsulated. Right away I see the famous, it looks like a couple in there, a couple cards not graded for whatever reason. We'll hold off, we'll do those last, but let's get to the good stuff. So we got 1962 Stan Musial. This one was pretty clean. I was thinking maybe a 5 on this thing. And we got a 5 on it. A little bit of corner touches, but overall really nice clean card, well centered. 1961 Ernie Banks. This was one from my customer that he consigned. A little lesser grade, but he didn't really care about the grade. He just wanted it encapsulated. Got a 4 on it, so pretty decent anyways. 1962 Hank Aaron. This one was pretty sharp. The corners had a little bit of touches to them. Thinking a 5 or a 6 on this. Hoping for a 6, but let's see. I don't know if you can see, but pretty sharp card. Decent centering. And we end up with a 5. So I was hoping for a little bit better, but oh well. This was another one of my customer's cards. 1952, I believe, Stan Musial. As you can see, there's paper loss in the back. We knew it wasn't going to get much of a grade, but he wanted it encapsulated. And it got a poor 1, which is what we figured. Alright, so that's the little one. And we'll do the disappointing part first. Let's see what we got in here. So, Red Heart Mickey Mantle. This is one of his cards also. He just wanted it in a holder. It's obviously been trimmed, but PSA says do not holder for whatever reason. I've seen them holder trimmed cards before, but didn't want to get into that one. So this one's got a miscut. Apparently, well, you know, now we're under magnification and stuff. It kind of looks like right in this area, it bulges out from the edge a little bit, which would be an uneven edge. So I agree with the miscut. I missed that when we were packaging them up. Rusty stub, 1971. Another minimum size required. Not a huge deal. It's for my PSA set anyways. This Wayne Gretzky, customer of mine brought it in, and it got passed down, or his brother found it, gave it to him, something like that. I measured it up. I knew it was going to be small, but I wanted to make sure it wasn't altered. So I got minimum size, but other than that, it's a real nice card. And again, it's not altered. And my poor little Terry Bradshaw here. So this was originally an SGC 7. I broke it out of the case, made it at the PSA 6 or 8 months ago. Came back as minimum size. I measured it up, and it seemed to measure perfect, 2.5 by 3.5 to me. Sent it back in, and they're still saying minimum size. So at least they're consistent. So let's go with the next box, which has the rest of the order in it. get the box out of the way here. Alright, sticking with the 62s, it looks like. Ernie Banks is the first one. I'm going to move that pile because it's a little too tall. This was another nice card. You can see it's a little off center on the back here. I was looking for a 5 or a 6 on this one, hoping more for a 6, but nice. So we got the 6. Again, really nice Ernie Banks, nice colors, nice corners. Centering's really nice. This one's from my personal collection, Jim Nash. I was hoping for a 7 on this one. This is one that's got a black blob on it, and they had a corrected version later where they moved the black blob. It does have a little mark here, a little stain, so it probably took down the grade a little bit, but hoping for a 7. I got a 6. And this thing is, you can see a little tiny bit of white here, but other than that, pretty straight card. A couple of white spots on the bottom border, but I think that stain might have brought it down to a 6. I was hoping for a 7. But that's the black blob we were talking about. That's a print defect on the card, and then later on they cleaned up the process or whatever and removed that black blob. So they do have a little bit of a premium with the black blob. If they're high grade 8s and 9s with the black blob, they get a large premium. But in a 6, not too much of a premium. Roger Maris, 1962, number 1. This was again from my my customer that just wanted his cards encapsulated. VG3, which I think is perfect for this card. I mean, it kind of looks like the old 3s. The corners are pretty, fairly worn. I wouldn't have been surprised if this got a 2 these days, but I end up getting a 3. The surface is pretty nice, no creases or anything like that, so that's probably why it held on to the 3. 1962 Clemente. I was hoping for a 6 on this one. Looked pretty clean. Ooh. I got a 4. I don't know. Actually, I don't know what I was looking at. I don't know. Maybe I kind of agree with this. Maybe I wasn't looking for a 6 on this one, but it does have some print marks down the center. And the corners are a little touched. I mean, 4 might be a little harsh, maybe a 5, but oh well. Save here. So 1964 Topps checklist. Again, this is just for my personal collection. Really nice looking card. I was looking for an 8, and I got an 8. Nice, really nice checklist card. Again, not big money even in an 8. It's probably $20-$30, probably about what the grading fee is, but it's for my personal set. Home run leaders. This was a really strong card too. I was hoping for maybe a 7 on this one. The back is off center quite a bit, as we can see. I got a 6. That little white spot there, I do not believe is on the card. It might be something with the case. Little white spot right here. But again, another black border. Centering on the front looks pretty good. Only got a 6. Black borders are very, very hard. So Maury Wills, looking for a 7 on this one. Back is centered well. Nice and clean. And we can only get a 6. I don't know. It's pretty clean card. This corner here is just a little tiny fuzz, but a 6 on that. It's kind of weird. Maybe, I don't know, it looks like maybe there's a print dot there. I don't know if that's part of the card or not, but 6 is a little harsh on that one. Phil Niekro, 1971 Topps, looking for a 7 or an 8 on that one. And we get a 6. And these 1971s are extremely, extremely tough to get anything more than a 6. I don't know what the deal is with it. I mean, looks pretty near mint to me, but PSA doesn't think so. 1971 Topps Ernie Banks. This one I think did have a little touch in the corner. I was thinking 6 or a 7 on this. Hoping for a 7, but more realistically a 6, the way things are graded these days. And we get a 6. I think both bottom corners are just a little touch, but still a little disappointing. I mean, things got black, nice black all the way around the edges, no white showing, and best I can do is a 6. 1971 Topps Alkaline. Looking for a 7 or an 8 on this. This was probably the cleanest one that I sent in. But again, 8's not very likely on a 71. And we did get the 8. So yeah, you can see like all 4 of these corners are sharp. Really nice card. Nice black border. Off center just a tiny bit to the right and maybe down, but not off center much at all. So got an 8. I'm really happy with that. 1962 Mickey Mantle All-Star. Really nice card here. I was thinking a 6 on this one. And we got a 6, which is good. Just what I wanted. Or just what I thought it should grade. 1963 Bomber's Best. This one's again for my personal set for my 1963s. There's actually 2 versions of this. I'll show you on the front what the difference is. The reason I got this one is because it's the second version I don't have yet. I was thinking a 6, and we got a 6. Nice clean. That bottom corner's touched a bit, so I would definitely agree with the 6 on that. So the difference is where the knob of the bat is here. This one's actually airbrushed out. You can barely make out that it's the knob of a bat. The earlier ones, you could make out the knob of the bat pretty clearly, and people in that day didn't like the bat being there. So 1971 Topps, I think it's Tigers rookies. I was looking for a 7 on this one. Another pretty clean card. Very clean. And we got a 7. Good job. See that bottom corner right there probably keeps it from just a little bit higher. But great job. Like the 7s. Again, for my personal collection. Manny Mota. This one is personal collection also. Again, looking for a 7 on that one. And what do you know? We get another 6. This one looks probably like the best of the 6s. Corners are all nice. Centering's nice. But not nice enough to get more than a 6 apparently. Felix Milan. It's hoping for a 7 on this one too. And we get a 7. So really not much difference between a 6 and a 7. Maybe something on the surface once you get under their microscope, but I don't know. This was a 1961 Mickey Mantle MVP. This was, again, one of my customers. Just wanted it encapsulated. Wasn't going to be a super high grade, but maybe a 3 or 4, somewhere in there. And you got a 2. Oh, yeah, actually, it's... corners are pretty soft. Got a little crease there, but, again, he just wanted it encapsulated for himself. Still not a bad idea to encapsulate any Mickey Mantle you have that's in one piece. So... it's okay. 1967 Lynn McCovey. Again, another one for my personal collection here. Looking for a 7 on that one. Nice clean back. Magic answer here is not exposed. And we got a 7. Centering's not the best. Probably would have been a little bit higher if the centering was better, but nice sharp corners all around. Really bright colors. 1971 Burt Blyleven, his rookie card. Hoping for a 7, but I thought maybe a 6 on that. I think there's just a little bit of white on the borders. And yeah, of course, we get the 6. So this bottom left corners, you can see a little bit fuzzy there. I think that's one area that really concerned me. Centering's just about perfect on the thing. The rest of the borders are beautiful, but we can only get a 6. 1964 Carl Yastrzemski. Some little touches on the corners. Looking at a 6 on this is what I was thinking. Again, nice clean back. The magic answer hasn't been revealed. And we got a 6. So definitely happy with that. Again, not a huge dollar card, but it's going to my personal collection. And last but not least, 1975 George Brett rookie. Color border cards, really tough. So I was hoping for a 7 on this one. And yeah, I got the 7. So my card's pretty spotless. And the best you can do is a 7. It's kind of sad. But that's the way grading is these days. So I think overall pretty successful. You know, the couple minimum size requires are kind of disheartening. Although, like I said, the Gretzky I knew about. The Bradshaw still baffles me why SGC gives it a 7, but PSA still says it's not the right size. Anyway, that's what you get when you deal with PSA. And you know, it's been a roller coaster, but overall I think it did pretty good. And come check out my next submission. I have some 1973 Topps football packs that should be coming back in the next couple of weeks. So hopefully, you know, we'll throw those on a video, see how those did. That's my first ever time submitting packs to be graded. So, you know, I'm hoping like heck they come back as authentic and not being opened, and they grade pretty well. So come back, check me out. Till then, have a great night. Bye.